In this video, we're going to look at discrete and continuous variables. So the first thing you'll notice in this chart is that they're both quantitative variables. So we're extending one step further in the quantitative variables. So discrete variables are a finite or countable number of possible values. So by countable here we mean 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So a key thing to remember is that we may have to count for a while, but we can still count. So that's the important thing to remember here. While continuous variables take on an infinite number of possible values and can be measured to any desired level of accuracy. So discrete is countable, continuous is measurable. So if we think about discrete on a number line, we think about the dots that people typically draw on a number line, and those are the only values, so there's space in between the values that it takes on, while continuous is all of the values, so every space between those dots is also a value. So it takes on infinitely many values. So let's look at some examples here. We're going to take some variables and classify them as either discrete or continuous. So our first example here says number of children. So, number of children, we can count those. So that would be discrete. Household income in the previous year, so that would be continuous. A lot of people think about that being measurable. So you could argue that that's discrete, so you want to make sure that you're writing reasons out there on your test, and I'll leave a show work space there for your test to make sure that you're writing that down, why you think it's discrete or continuous. The daily intake of whole grains. So here we're going to measure grams, so that would be continuous. The length of a song. So we're talking about time here, so we measure time, so that is also continuous. The number of siblings, so here we can count those. So since we can count, that is discrete. The temperature on a certain day, we measure temperature, so this is continuous. The number of leaves on a specific oak tree. So here we can count the leaves. Like I said before, we may be counting for a while, but we can still count the number of leaves that are on that tree, so that's going to make that discrete. And then the distance a specific car can travel on a tank of gas, that is going to be continuous, since we measure distance. So that's the difference in discrete and continuous variables.